Hello and welcome to another live watch party of Big Brother. Welcome in. Summers Bailey, thank you so much for the bit right away. How are you doing? How is your night? We did this a little bit later than I usually do, but holy Lord, am I sick and a bit exhausted. Oh my goodness. Just this house or what? We are in episode, good Lord, oh, they whisper so much. Like this house more than others. It's pretty infuriating, I will say. So that's for sure. Tonight we have a veto ceremony and then maybe another veto ceremony, and we're going to see where things pan out. This house has been a bit batshit this week, and not in a bad way, but we're kind of starting to get some alliances made up and a couple that are sticking together, and you know, we're trying to see who is going to be on the block this week. Not on the block, but who's going home. We've got some really interesting gameplay. Will seems like he's staying no matter what. The interesting thing would be Adrian versus Amy tomorrow up on the block. I'm thinking Adrian has the votes at this point, but we're not really sure. But, you know, people are being a bit... I hated seeing Morgan. Why is she around Keanu? What do you mean? Morgan, I don't mind Morgan as much. She's playing really hard. I need Keanu out of that house. That man is so gross. Oh, wait, we're at the wrong thing here. Use this device for sound output. Let's go. There we are. It has been, I mean, it's been a pretty exciting week in the house. It's just that, you know, we're seeing Ashley kind of put her foot in her mouth a bit. Every time I see her, she's around him. Oh, that's so funny. I feel like she's not around him too much. I wonder, she is starting to, Morgan and the rest of the heavy hitters are kind of starting to drag some other people in to try to work against Lauren and Kat, which Lauren and Kat are kind of starting to realize. Lauren and Kat might also, though, have to kind of go to Keanu and Kelly, the people that they're not really wanting to play with so much. But yeah, some people are playing pretty hard. Morgan playing pretty hard. Jimmy was playing pretty hard. Jimmy has no idea that people are trying to come for him next week, and he's really got to look out. Keanu thinks he's running the house, and it's the most laughable thing, in my opinion. And Adria, there's people who aren't playing hard enough. You know, Adria needs to be playing a bit harder, and we'll see. All right, episode started, so let's see what happens. Let's see how they do this edit and what these veto ceremonies look like. Yeah, we'll see. I think we're pretty far out from projecting who's gonna take this thing? Because everyone's going in all different directions, but just exciting. I would like Adrian to stay in the game solely because he's a super fan and loves this so much. Also, it's gonna look like shit for Jimmy if he promises Adrian he's not gonna go home and then they watch Adrian go home. It's gonna continue to not look good for him. Oh my god. Oh, that's right. We have our cameo tonight too. I don't know that I've ever truly paid attention to this intro, but the magazine thing is quite cute. Like the cutout ransom note sort of letters. I like that. Amy, honestly, of this week, if anyone's getting voted out tomorrow, it's sad to say, but I would like it to be Amy. Amy kind of wants to go home. She's not really wanting to be here. She's pushing a lot of her allies away. And Rachel's got to make friends in other places because she even is seeing the writing on the wall and sort of pushing away from her a bit. Amy does herself no favors. See, that was a good line, Jimmy. Rest up for that veto, diva. There. Something off the cuff. That's funnier. Stop planning stuff and clip farming. My god, it feels like all of these things are 87 years ago. Jimmy's a snake. He loves that plot line. I'm the snake of the season. Jimmy, oh my god. Jimmy's so cringe to watch. He's like Heisem, but less good TV when he thinks he's such good TV. They're putting sad music behind it, but this was genuinely a very sweet, tender moment that Adrian, I think, meant. Like, it was a very sincere conversation that he was just trying to have, like, to the cameras for his mother. I don't think he was playing at all. But I feel like Adrian started with all this fire, and I just want to. I'm like, where'd the fire go? I want the fire back. Rachel knows he's so full of shit at any given time. At least this weird little misunderstanding is sort of working out for him. I do love Ava. And lying to her about not winning the power, he just dug his hole with someone who tried to be on his side. Like, Keanu, she's one of the few people in this house that fucking likes you, and you're rooting it. Ava just walked in, so I feel like if that's what you were talking about, you're a bit ahead of me. Oh my god, Ava with her little berries. I love her so much. Keanu, you know she's fucking around with the kettlebells. Oh my god, Ava, I love you so much. Her with those wrestling gloves was the highlight of the week. Boxing gloves. I love her. She just stood there with the box going. Kelly also kept like lying about her power, and production had to pull her aside and be like, you can't lie about your power. I don't know what her plan was to save somebody else. She said, "Oh, I'm going to throw it, and that way I can take, you know, I want to see if she actually threw it for Keanu or not, if it's in here." Vinny's got a lot of trust from a lot of people. I do not think it is fair to have such a legend, have to compete for Keanu. Because that's not a comp win for him. That's a, I found a power in the dark, and I got to deal with the coolest person on the planet. Are you talking about the person that came in for Keanu? Because we haven't seen that. We're going to see it in a little bit. Okay. So I want to use these commercial breaks to address a couple things in the house that I haven't seen people talking about too much. Um, my least favorite winner, there's a bunch of guys in the early seasons, and then Chelsea, for sure. One of my favorite winners are Taylor, Taylor, no, it's okay. Taylor, Franzel, Rachel, and Janelle. I mean, those are typical, but they are what they are. Uh, but as far as least favorite winners, I think the last couple of years, even like Chelsea Jag, I'm like, those have been really rough to me. Uh, Chelsea, it's not that she didn't deserve it. It's just mega church people, their whole lives are manipulating others, which makes her good at the game. But it wasn't fun to watch. Um, you know that we are different people, right? Um, yeah, she ran the game. I didn't have fun watching Chelsea win. But the megachurch people I find to be incredibly manipulative, and it's just not fun to kind of watch them do that to others because, you know, her job is to kind of prey on people, like vulnerable people, and I just didn't enjoy watching her do it. Uh, but she ran the game, so it was good for her. I also think Leah had some of the best gameplay and just fucked it, and I was so sad. Uh, Jag, I think that if you're, uh, I think that if you are kicked out in the way, I think that if you are kicked out, I don't know that you should be in the ways Jag was. I don't know that you should be able to win. Taylor's season was terrible to watch. Uh, I loved Taylor's season in that watching her climb was so beautiful because those guys were some of the worst people I've ever seen. The way they treated her in there was horrible, and I loved watching her climb to the top. That was so good. Okay, so the uh the yeah, Jag got I can't. I'll launch into a whole thing. So really quick, one of the things that bothered me, uh, that I want to talk about, that we're now I'm still in commercial. You're good. Uh, was Vince? No, Riley and was Riley and Kat. The way he was with her last night bothered me a lot. In the same vein, Keanu and Ava. But at the next commercial break, I'll bring it up again and we'll talk through it. Oh, Mickey. One of the worst winners. Mickey. Oh my God. Mickey. Top of the list for worst winners. For sure. I think Jimmy and Rachel's banter is cute. Summers, I don't know if you heard me, but Mickey. Mickey's the worst winner. And I was thrilled when Erin didn't win because she too was horrible. Oh, right. What's his injury? Oh, he finally told them. Oh, we didn't see this. He told them. I love Will. See, it was a strength for Will. He thought it was going to be a weakness. It wasn't, to tell people. Yay, Lauren and Kat getting some fucking screen time. Thank God they're giving them attention. People keep saying that. I feel like people came at her first. And I think she has to kind of fight back, but maybe I'm missing it a bit. I'm so excited to see our girl. The reactions are funny because most people knew. Yeah, I feel good about it. I just need them to stop like faking things and just let that happen because their drama's good all between them. Jimmy is such a little pissant. And Keanu sucks too. We had no indication from any house guest that that went down at the veto ceremony. Not like that. That was crazy. Jimmy is a sore loser though. They say Ava can't. It's something. She's too short or something for this competition. Like, we'll see. Ava, does that include me picking off one by one? Keanu's an idiot. He runs. He's ridiculous in this house. I like Ashley standing up to him a bit though. Good on Ashley in those moments. They don't really like. They don't really. Sorry for interrupting. Summers, keep typing. That's what the chat box is for. Uh, I don't remember. They didn't give any indication that there was a fight like this. That was great to see. I just don't always see the chat, Summers. It's kind of in the corner. And I have a TikTok chat and a group chat too happening. So there's like a couple comments from people. So don't worry. All right. So something I wanted to talk about was a couple different things in the house this week that I have been a little alarmed by, and it's mostly that something they keep doing is cutting the feeds the moment women in the house are starting to address when they're uncomfortable. They kept it on Keanu today, and they've done this in the past, and they've been a lot better about it. But um, as much as Kat could like Riley, very much so, like I think that she has said sometimes she feels like she does and sometimes she doesn't, but I think she kind of doesn't. But she trusts him, she's friends with him. um, Riley does a lot of expecting her to like him. And he last night kind of sat in the yard with her and stared into her face for about an hour. Um, no, she should not. She stared into his face. He stared at her for about an hour, doing that gaslighty thing where guys go, when they look at you and they're like, you're blushing, you're sad, he's looking at her going, you're doing a great job in this house. I think you've got nothing to worry about. And she's like, I know, thanks. And then he's like, I just don't like having my feelings played with, as if she's some harlot doing something wrong. And then he sits there going, I'm a good guy. I'm just a good, nice guy. They never are when they talk like that. So, not a huge fan of that. And Kat started to kind of talk about it with Lauren and Rachel. Yeah, they were outside, and it was a good like 40 minutes. And the feeds cut when she started being like, this was a bit weird. And then Ava keeps bringing up to different people at different times the fact that, yes, they showed him following her around on the edits, which was like its own thing. But Ava has come to a couple different people and been like, Keanu really won't leave me alone. Like, he really won't stop with the touching and the hugging and the blah, blah, blah. And, like, it's really, and then they cut it whenever Ava talks about it. She did get in some words today. I think she was talking to Rachel and she mentioned he came over and stuck his hand on her leg and she had to repeatedly move until he took it off. And she just really didn't, she was very uncomfortable. So I don't love that trend in the house. And I hope that it's being addressed properly because it's not a fun thing to see on the feeds. There's nothing wrong with Riley and Kat yet, but you know, guys who speak like that, it's about it can be a little a slippery slope there. Yeah, I liked that too, very much so. Um, So that was interesting. And then a couple things. Let's see. They finally seemed to address the cleanliness in the house this week. We might have to wait for this conversation to be at the next commercial break, but uh, they had a house meeting where they asked them to, um, yeah, like, um, so there's a fair amount of talking like that this season. I don't love it. Um, All right, we'll wait till the next commercial break, but then we'll address the house meeting with the cleanliness and everything that was kind of happening with Ashley and how she showed her ass a little bit, and Zach had to kind of rein it in to let her know how she's being perceived in the house. And we'll get to that part. But we're going to be back now. We didn't get to hear much of this picking everyone off thing. They kept the feeds down for quite a while. I don't know at what point they all found out about Kelly's. They thought she had it at some point. Okay, it seems like she did want to win this veto. Okay, she didn't throw. I don't think she threw this, but we'll see. I don't know why she would have. She and Keanu kind of work together, and then they don't, so it's confusing. I was excited for Keanu to be a dungeon master who represented the nerds like well and positively, but instead he's the dungeon master that is as toxic and gross and awful as a lot of them can be, and is a reason that a lot of women have trouble playing D&D. Which was such a bummer. I wish they would do a compilation of how many times Amy was like, it's warm in the bathroom and I like being in the bathroom. Let's go! Let's go, let's go! Oh my god, they had little pots? We didn't know about the little pots. Deer hunting suits. I hate you, Riley. Come on, where's our girl? Season 20 winner! Oh my god, they're doing a stupid commercial for it. That's so lame. I can't wait. Let's go! Um, you've been watching previous seasons, but you started watching at 17 and Pluto starts at 19. So which one are you watching right now? '17 is 17's Beast Mode Cowboy, right? 20. Wait, hold on. So you're at Casey season, right? Am I crazy? Yeah. You're at Casey season. That's amazing. I love 20. It's 20's really fun season. It's so fucking great. You're gonna have a blast during 20. Like it's awesome. Okay, wait. So Big Brother had a house meeting, and they called them all, I think, to finally clean up the goddamn house because it was gross. And there was an incident which I thought was so funny, which Rachel was scrubbing the floors in the bathroom, and there was a moment where Ashley came in and just kind of started twirling around, and Rachel looked up at her and she said, you know, Zach came in and looked at Rachel and started cleaning, and you know, Rachel looked at Ashley and said, hey, you gonna help us out here? You gonna do something? And Ashley was like, I don't see why we have to, because I don't know why they don't have a cleaning crew. Our job is to play the game, not to clean the house. And Rachel looks at her and says, Ashley, let me ask you some questions. Did you have a house cleaner growing up? She said, I did, but it wasn't a lot. It was only once a month that the cleaners would come. Rachel said, okay. Ashley, have you ever done any chores? And Ashley said, well, I had to make my bed. And Rachel said, cooking, cleaning, dishes, anything? She goes, well, no, that was my mom. Mostly my mom did all of that. That was kind of her job. And then the cleaner came and did it. Didn't know how to do laundry, didn't. And again, if you grew up rich and had those things, good for you, great. But the expectation of other people to continue to do that for you rubbed people the wrong way. So Rachel asked Ashley to please pick up a Swiffer. And Ashley did, and didn't know how to use the Swiffer and just started kind of pushing it on the ground. Rachel left, And Ashley looked at Zach and started shit talking Rachel and saying, I don't get why she's so mad. Why is she so pissed at me? And Zach did a beautiful thing, which Zach has some comments I don't like either, so I'm gonna keep an eye on him. But so far I like him. Uh, and we'll go back to it at the next commercial. But Zach basically got Ashley in her place. I'm still on commercial. Got Ashley back in her place, and was like, "You got to be careful how you talk in this house." And it was a good convo. All right, we're back. Mystery competitor who is BB20 winner, Casey. Let's go! Let's go! I love having Casey here. I'm so happy. I'm so pissed Casey had to play for Keanu, of all people. Let's go! Oh, and she beat Tyler, which was even better. Woo! Oh, Casey, work. It's so hard for me to pick bet. There's so many moments in so many seasons that I'm like, my opinion on Tyler changed 24/7. He says some stuff late in the game that you're going to be like, but mostly Tyler's a good dude. But what I meant is that Tyler was also incredibly formidable. So Casey winning against him was a super satisfying win because she deserved it on every level. Jimmy's miserable that he sees Casey. That's so funny. It was Felicia. That's so cute. BB20? Okay, a lot of us thought this was a button holding competition and the first to let go, but it was this whole thing. This seems pretty even, but Ava said something about how she couldn't reach them? Apparently Aiden does really well, so... I love Felicia. You get your bag, Felicia. I love you. Morgan, that's the most horrifying thing I've ever seen. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. Never practice being a topiary. I love you, Adrian. What word are they waiting for? Well, that is a pretty tough extension for Ava. Creeper. Oh my god. Nah, this favors people really athletic and with a specific gait. This is hard. This would have been hard for anyone else to win. It's a bit annoying. Because if you're a certain size, that bucket's going to cover most of your legs and make it so much harder. Oh my god, Dreadred, what's up? How are you? Nice to see your name. Yeah, I've been doing reality streams for Big Brother. We're watching BB at Paramount Plus. How are you? What's going on? Yeah, Ava had like no chance in this. That's tough. Also, you probably haven't seen me in years. It's been a couple. I do love Ava wearing that hat around, that little topiary around, like constantly. Oh, it's good to see you again too. Ugh, same old, same old. That's about right. But yeah, I'm back for Big Brother, Survivor, and Love Island. We're gonna keep doing watch parties. Okay, Amy. Oh, Jimmy lost it hard. He just let go of the button. Ah, well, we'll be in here. I mean, when Survivor 49 starts, we're going to do watch parties. So please come for those because I miss seeing your name. I miss our whole little group of people. Maybe I'll go back to video games again because I really miss it. It's been a long time. Oh, Keanu also lost with just a button loss? Yikes. That's why they kept saying false start. We were all very confused about what this was going to be. Ugh, I hate that Casey had to represent Keanu. I hope they do this. This is the 25th, so or 25th year. I really hope they keep kind of bringing in other BB players throughout. It'd be fun. Oh, Adrian's hands are shaken. Oh, Adrian's doing great. That must have been so fun for Adrian too to compete next to Casey. I'm sure he wanted to beat her so bad. I'm making lasagna tonight. Ooh. Her going, Mr. B, I need this, and I need this, and I need this. I love Felicia. Casey, don't let go of the button. Give me a race. Casey also would know that he's a super fan. Oh man, Adrian gave her a run. Oh man, it was a nanosecond. Her reach was further. Damn. Oh, poor Adrian. I really hope he wins the BB blockbuster. That was a run. Like, he gave Casey a run. That was awesome. Let's go, Casey. Oh, I hate that it's for Keanu, though. Keanu, trying to put it over the plant. Ugh. I don't like Keanu getting. Let's go. Get out of here. The worst. Yeah, that was horrible. That was just. That whole thing was rough. I love that finale, though. That finale where Julie was like, so you said X, Y, Z. And then they like laid it all out. And so when he won and like heard all that stuff, he was just like, and it's like, good. Yeah, I don't. People were like, "Oh, Kelly threw that." She clearly didn't. She that did not work for her body at all. Oh my god. What's Mickey's? What's his fucking? His first name's Jackson. Jackson Mickey. God, horrible human. Okay, so a real quick thing. I'm going back to the bathroom because I thought this was so funny. Zach looked at Ashley and was like, "Hey, you might want to be careful with what you say in this house because stuff like that's going to get you voted out. It's going to rub people the wrong way." And I appreciated that. But unfortunately, Ashley has had so many other isms. This season doesn't have too many entertaining players. Really? I find them all incredibly entertaining so far, but I have to see if the steam kind of dies down. Ashley. So Ashley spread the rumor that she threw it for no reason. And Ashley does a lot of just like talking in the house in ways that it's gonna get her. Last night she said, or this morning, she said just little cutting things that don't seem necessary. She kind of like Kelly, where she just will yell out pieces of your game in front of you. But rude things too. She said to Lauren this morning, they were talking about pretty much nothing, and Lauren said, "Oh," and Ashley goes, "Lauren, how much do you weigh?" And Lauren goes, "I don't know, 130, 135." And Ashley goes, "Oh, so you're heavier than me. Ugh, that means I'm so fat." What? What was the logic? What were the words? What were you trying to do to make a weird body image comment at Lauren, who is this thin, lovely human? Um so I just, that was another thing where I was like, Ashley, the checks that you're taking me out. Oh yeah, Tucker, Paul, Brett, they're not my kind of players, so I can see where we differ. Paul, I love. I did love Paul. Tucker was fun, but not a good player. Tucker was so bad at the game, he was out before jury. Um, Jimmy is would be fun if he wasn't trying to manufacture it. I love Ava's layer of quirk, but no, we don't have like an energy player right now. Which I wish we did. I wish we did have a couple more like energy for sure. Because Paul's energy was so fun. Paul is one of the like favorite players to watch in there. My God. And like Tucker was also entertaining to watch. Tucker and Angela could have had such a good thing if they had stuck with each other, and it was so unfortunate that they didn't. Um, but yeah, I don't like Ashley, maybe Riley. Um, Kelly will be a pawn again. Keanu will be a thing again. I don't know. But Keanu's not doing well. If they're smart, they'll not have Keanu up and they'll wait until after the veto and they'll only give him one shot. They'll only give him one shot to just try to win the BB blockbuster, and if he doesn't, vote him out of the house. But at the same time, Keanu, it's just because Keanu's like kind of gross to watch too. When he's on the feeds, I'm like, oh my God, wash your hands. But there are people that you kind of want to see if they're gonna be a bigger personality. I was kind of counting on Adrian to do that, and he's not. So I'm interested to see what happens if or when he gets some more energy in there. We also had the feeds turn off for several hours this morning, and everyone was like, someone got kicked out, something happened, and of course nothing did. It was a very strange moment. It felt like when Paloma got kicked out, it was like the feeds are gone, and then nothing of it. All right, we are back. Ugh. Once again, Keanu, wash your hands. Yeah, I like, again, I wouldn't say that their personalities are dull. Personally, I think they're all very interesting, but there's a more muted energy for sure. Like, I don't think Rachel or Ava or Jimmy are dull. Um, Kelly and Keanu certainly aren't, but they're infuriating. Ashley's not, but she's kind of, the energy is lower for sure. It's more about their words and gameplay and less about their energy. And the energy is more fun when it's there, yeah. Yeah, like Zach, Will, Vinny, Adrian, they're all super chill. And it's like, okay, have more energy. And Rachel kind of tries to push them to have more energy, but they won't do it. Also, Jimmy spent the whole week being like, I'm the first person to nominate 5 people. He's not. He isn't. What's funny is I don't think Rachel has heard Jimmy say I'm the first HOH to nominate 5 people. Rachel did that. And I kind of want him to say it in front of her to watch her be like, I did that. Oh, that's right. They have the triple threat. Strange. Again, the way they kept referring to this as, was it Angela? I don't remember the girl's name. As whatever her name's veto, and it's like, it was Leah's veto. I like Mickey's game, I think. She's getting a little erratic, but I think this week's difficult. Yeah, Jimmy's losing his allies. Yeah, the two of them don't act like Jimmy's part of their final 3 at all. It's been a couple days even since they really went to him on something. They were kind of talking today. But I think they're happier with him going up next week. Oh, God. Here it is. I feel like he must have done this on purpose. We'll see if they show it. There we go. There's so many clips of Rachel in highlight reels that he could have chosen. He did that on purpose. He did that on purpose. That little laugh when it's closer zoomed in. He did that on purpose. I think he did. He said the first one and he waited to see how she reacted and then he egged it. Rachel Riley, you say, I'm back, bitches. You say, floaters. You say, like, there's, you talk about her win. Like, talk about her and Brendan. Shove it up, like, shove smoke up her ass. Why say anything at all? And, like, Rachel's trying to make it a TV moment, but she's getting it. They made that conversation edited to be a little less awkward. Rachel can be our Tucker energy, but she's not doing it. She's chilling for now. So let's see if Rachel really starts a fight with somebody at some point. You're like a shitty off-brand olive oil and she's water. Hey, Sunny, how's it going? I wonder where you were. What are we? What Taylor things? Sunny, how are you? How's your night? Yeah, Keanu really fucked that. That was not good. Sunny, we've been talking about Ashley being a total princess when they were trying to clean the bathroom. We've been talking about Riley's interactions with Kat and how they're getting a little creepy. Keanu's touching Ava a little too much, so I don't know. Summers was asking who the favorite winners are. I said Taylor. Nicole Franzel is my ultimate favorite winner. Uh, they asked who the least favorites were too. And we decided Mickey, of course, is one of the worst. Franzel, Janelle. Um, Sorry, I was reading something. Nicole Franzel, Janelle, Rachel, even there's so much good, and I loved Casey. Sunny, I sobbed when Taylor won. I mean, that was amazing. Lulu, how's it going? Nice to see you. Have you been in here? Hello, if so. Rachel, it's not that she's a favorite. It's that her win was so unexpected with how the season went, and I was like, "What the hell?" But I love Franzel. People say, "Oh, she just coasted on men till the end." I'm like, "You mean a social game? She had a killer social game." Um, yeah, the Taylor thing was cool because that first, like, going from that first week where they looked Taylor dead in the face and were like, it's irrelevant because you're home next, so you're not part of this conversation. And like the microaggressions at her and shit. When she comes out that door with the confetti with her freaking arms up, tears. Yeah, Rachel like fought for it, That was good season. Um, yeah, like, damn. Oh my God, Summers, that's such a bummer. We can't all love the same. And of course, my favorite, I mean, season wise, All Stars with Janelle and Kaser and everything, but so many people went home so early that I was like, season two, that's what's up. Uh, the cookout season was one of the best things we've ever witnessed, but then I wasn't happy with Derek's win from the cookout. I needed Tiffany to win that goddamn game, and I will be forever upset about it. But obviously that was like one of the best alliances. I know. There's so much early BB before 10 that is so good, but I know if I watched it, I would be so disgusted. It would be tough. And I was saying, Sunny, kind of what we were saying last year, where Chelsea, we were like, it wasn't like an enjoyable win because we didn't like her for a lot of reasons. But she played a good game. I still think she played a game based on the mistakes of others and not her own moves. But whatever. And then Jag was like, you got kicked out, and then okay, but Jag's a nice guy. Oh my God, the Todrick one, and then like, oh my God, Frankie and Zach, Zanky, whatever. They're great. That was great. That was a fun time. Jag was just such a of a winner, but he won competitions. Okay. Because Jag too, he got kind of misogynistic towards the end in ways that I was like, come on, man. My God, I forgot about that Todrick BB. Lulu, holy shit. Yeah. The last two seasons have really gone like halfway through as far as my interest. Jimmy, congratulations, Keanu. Amy, let's take a seat. Rough. I feel like when Izzy went home, it went meow, and then when Leah and Angela went home, it went meow, and I was like, God damn. Even after Tucker left, it got a little. It's been a rough couple seasons. Everyone knew about Kelly, so this wasn't that their reactions aren't like. Also, I didn't realize Izzy got like no edit. Well, we'll go back. I will comment on that on commercial, Lulu. Now this veto meeting is adjourned. Well, hold on, I'll get to it. I have comments about two Celebrity Big Brother moments. Summers, Chelsea, Leah. So Kelly's gonna have this easy calm and she's gonna win, and we all know this, so okay. Unless she utterly puzzle fails. I don't think Will realizes how deeply safe he is. Unless insane shit happens. I think he really won their hearts this week. Okay, commercial break. We're doing some Celebrity Big Brother talk. These noms are such a... I don't want to say flop, but they just... Oh yeah, and Keanu thinks he convinced Jimmy to do this when Jimmy was already going to do that. I love this conversation. Jimmy, I'm going to do this. Keanu, I'm going to do this for you. Yeah? Keanu didn't actually work that hard to put Rachel on the block. He worked a lot harder to just say, yeah, if you do Will, I'll be with you. I'll be good with you. Which was, again, strange. Because Jimmy was like, no. That's the only thing is, like, Amy's one of the older players, so I don't want her to go. But I don't want Adrian gone, and I love Will. And if we're going the older people, I'd rather keep Will. This edit is funny. Jimmy's not even trying to target Rachel. Okay, so Celebrity Big Brothers. First of all, one of the greatest moments of Big Brother history in all of time, forever and ever, amen, is when R.I.P. All the love to him. David Bowie dies, and we have David's dead. It's one of the greatest Big Brother moments in history. I think we all know this. You know, the ex-wife is running around the house. David's dead. Tiffany New York Pollard hears it wrong and thinks that one of the contestants named David in the house died of cancer somehow. I don't know. And goes around screaming and crying and running, whether she knew it or not. Tiffany New York Pollard is for TV. And the fact that she ran around, David's dead. Oh my God. And she, not my ex-husband. It is the best moment of reality TV potentially in forever. As far as Celebrity Big Brother this year, JoJo Siwa is a person that I think has long been very confused about who she is. People said that she cheated on her partner in the house, which I don't think was true. There was no physical, there was cuddling, there was like conversations, but there wasn't anything physical. And we saw the feeds, we saw their convos, but she did start a relationship with this guy after. Summers, we're talking about something Lulu brought up about Big Brother UK this year. I think JoJo kind of just doesn't know who she is, because I think that being like a dance mom's kid and like one of those kids who was just told all her life what to be, I think it grew her up into a very confused, messed up adult. And so it makes me sad, because then it reflects badly on this narrative of, a girl's only a lesbian until she finds the right man, which is a disgusting way to think. And she had, her kind of going for this Love Island guy, who, by the way, is a good 11 years older than her or something. And it's very creepy. I remember him being on Love Island like a decade ago. I don't know how long ago, a long time ago. And I think it's a little predatory and strange. And she's a very lost person. So watching that Big Brother, I appreciated their friendship. But when I heard they actually got together, I was very sad. It's just it's a messed up situation. I don't feel good about it. But in general, Celebrity Big Brother UK has been so bad and so boring for such a long time. And Summers and whoever else doesn't know David's dead, Google Big Brother David's dead. It's one of the craziest things you'll ever see, because it's Tiffany New York Pollard, the reality queen in her fucking prime. But yeah, the JoJo thing is such a strange outcome. I think she got into a house with no noise and no people telling her who to be for a month and was like, oh, but I still don't like it. It feels gross. And I hope that girl figures it out. But this narrative that got perpetuated about gay women was really unfortunate coming out of that, and really disappointing. For sure. We also had, at the beginning of Big Brother UK this year, we had Mickey Rourke in there, who was also very disgusting and homophobic towards JoJo. It was just not a good season. It was not a good season to watch. It was not fun. It was all very uncomfortable. Sorry, I'm still going on about it, but ooh. But I don't wish ill on that girl who's just grown up in a crazy spotlight. But at some point, you're an adult and you're responsible for your own choices. So, I mean, good luck to you. All right, we all know what's about to happen here, so I'm putting this image up. we are all with the situation. So we're switching things around because I'll forget later. I'm really curious to see how easy this Kelly puzzle is. I think we're back. Oh, and Rachel started going around the house this year with the magnifying glass this week, looking for phone numbers and stuff, or numbers anywhere, because she's like, I think the phone works. So I'm interested to see if that's anything. All right, veto ceremony 2, y'all. This is such a basic ass puzzle. They all know she's gonna win too. It was smart of them to be like, she's clearly gonna win. She had so much time to do such an easy puzzle. No, girl. There you go. Yeah, Lulu, I need Amy out. I like Will so much. And Adrian loves this game too much. He's not fighting the way he needs to be, but I do want to see him play the wall comp that he's worked so hard to get to. Such a fan of the show. I have a soft spot for him. This was so easy, I can't. Good for Kelly. Kelly. Wait, who said Jinkies? Kelly. Oh, I just got to her saying Jinkies. Yes, totally. And it was a Scooby-Doo puzzle. All right. Good job, Kelly. You can panic and lose that. And at least it wasn't as easy as the other one that got lost with the whole person they had to make, and it was so bad. Angela? I don't remember her name. And Kelly's annoying, but I'm like, she is kind of a fun common enemy in the house. I don't mind her being there. Namaste. Like, Keanu, I want gone. He's a bad person and he's gross. Kelly is insane in a kind of fun way. Okay, commercial. The only thing with Kelly is the same issue I have with the men. I'm going to be super equal here. Kelly also is too touchy. And it's a little uncomfortable, and none of the guys have said anything yet, so that's fine if they're all comfortable. But hers, every morning she makes her coffee, and she goes and sits in front of the guys working out, and she goes, "It's my eye candy morning, it's my blah, blah, blah." I don't know about comments like that. If the guys are comfortable, okay, but it just seems a little off. I don't know how to feel about it. No, I don't know what we're talking about. You typed namaste. Did I say namaste beforehand? It's just a yoga term. I'm trying to think of what else from the house this week has been like, I don't, Lulu and Sunny, if you guys are here right now, did you see the feeds went down for like several hours this morning and people were like, what happened? And then once again, nothing happened. So it was like, what did we miss? Because it didn't say, oh, they're recording something. It just said, like, nothing. It just said, we'll be right back. I did die because the top comment on Reddit this morning was, the feeds are back and Chemo and Tikor are thinking about talking to Quinn, and I laughed for like a full minute. I thought that was so funny. Because, oh my God, was that infuriating. We need to talk to Quinn. Just never fucking did. These 90-minute episodes are great, though. I feel like they're doing a good amount of comps. I don't know that... I'm only frustrated that they're not doing a good job showing how crazy and gross Keanu is. Oh, nice. Okay. I just wish they would show a little bit about why everyone's against Keanu in the house. Because there are so many valid reasons. Yeah, and then there's like Hamster Watch, and RHAP is the way to go. My dream job, working at RHAP. Uh, because they do, the Taryn does the recaps every morning, and they do, their stock watch and everything. That's a good place. And then Reddit is good for the live feeds too. They do updates. But there's no BB chat this year, so it was kind of a bummer. But honestly, the old BB chat was a lot of like really mean, awful, and very racist comments. So, maybe it's good that it's gone. But the BB chat can go, but the 24-hour replay, that being gone, is still devastating. I used to love to get home from work and go back and watch everything I hadn't seen that day and then skip around. Like, it was such a fun pastime. And when something broke out, everybody could be like, go on the feeds, look 10 minutes ago, like this happened. I missed that. I thought that was a really fun aspect of Big Brother that I'm quite sad we don't have anymore. Yeah, the replay was such a valuable tool and so fun. So Lulu, they actually don't. They don't like Keanu because yes, he can win comps, and they are vaguely concerned about that. But mostly, the remarks in the house are really uh, arrogant and gross. And he himself is he doesn't clean. He farts in their kitchen among their food. He doesn't wash his hands. He says some really weird things to the girls, and he won't stop touching Ava. But they do acknowledge he could be a comp threat. But mostly they don't like him because he's a really bad dude. Also, Kelly at one point was like, yeah, like I either have to have them on 24/7. I don't like going back and having to find clips on Twitter and stuff. Well, Blue Sky. Yeah, he lies on everyone for no reason. And he's been walking around the house being like, this was my HOH. I controlled this house. It's like, no, you just, Casey did a good comp for you. Ava and Will, that's where it's at. Riley's been pretty awful, calling Morgan a bitch. And then we were talking earlier about last night when he was just staring at Catherine and saying all those really gaslighty things. And I mean, the way he was talking to her was very creepy. I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice guy. I'm just a good guy. Mm-mm. Oh, right. They were trying to make it seem like Jimmy was going to put up Rachel. There is a fair amount of like duos. I would like some of them to solidify, like, this is our final two. Summers Bailey, thank you for being here. I'll see you next time. I don't like Jimmy because when Vince was in HOH, Jimmy was trying to run it. Yeah, Jimmy's arrogant, man. And like Jimmy's clip farming, and it drives me nuts. So Ashley told Riley she's not that into. Well, hold on. I'm going to finish the episode. Ugh. Keanu, they need to keep him off the block next week, do veto, and then put him up. Unless he wins HOH. All right, tomorrow we're gonna have the BB, the blockbuster, and it can go a lot of ways. Sunny, Ashley told Riley she's not that into you, and everyone knows that you're in love with her. And I think again, it was just kind of Ashley talking out her ass as she does, like with the weight comments at Lauren and stuff, which like, no. Um, but so she said that, yeah, and then Riley went outside and for 40 minutes sat by Catherine and just stared at her and was like, "You're doing great in this game, you know." And she's like, "I know." And he's like, "I just don't like people playing with my emotions." Stare, stare, stare. And she's like, "Okay, in what way? Like, what are you thinking?" And he wouldn't give her a response. I was actually kind of annoyed. I love Taryn. He didn't say anything about it today. He just said, Riley said, "Oh, I haven't felt this way about any girl the way I feel about you." I wish he had kind of pointed out how creepy and weird he was being. Yeah, and so he was cryptic at her for like 40 minutes and then trying to say very weird things to make her feel insecure, and I didn't like it. Yeah, so Amy was sitting with um Amy will go sometimes to Kat and Lauren and say shit, but Amy will also to Morgan and Mickey badmouth Rachel. And it's like, it's just not the way to be playing the game because it all gets back to Rachel. Well, not all of it has, but yeah, it's a strange thing. Riley just told Kat he would give her the veto even if he was on the block. Then do it. Like, I don't know. Oh God, I'm just a good guy. That's the other thing. He sat there going, "I'm just a really good guy, Kat. Kat, I'm just a really good guy." I was like, I'm gonna throw up on you. All right. This was fun, as it always is. Summers and Sunny and Lulu, anyone on TikTok, people in the group chat. This was a great episode, I think. I think really well paced. I need them to show why people hate Keanu, and I need them to show more of Jimmy's like craziness, but it's fine. And also like get some. I think they're saving them, but they need some more of those clips of Ashley just like saying the most off out of pocket shit. Okay, so tomorrow's really exciting because we have Will and Amy and Adrian on the block. If Amy wins that veto, Adrian's gonna wins that comp, Adrian might go home. If Adrian wins, Amy's definitely going home. If Will wins, that's where we're getting into a really weird territory. I think it's gonna be Amy, but we don't know that. There's still a bit of a shift. But Lauren and Kat started trying to kind of shift the house around last night in ways that a lot of people have found divisive. I liked. I think it's interesting having them start to play and move forward when they've been a bit bulldozed. So I find it interesting. But I just have to see how they interact with people like Riley and Zach and all that. So we will be back tomorrow night for the live eviction, for the BB Blockbuster and the live eviction. And we'll see how it goes. I'm really hoping it's Amy that goes, unfortunately. I want Will and Adrian in this house. I think Will did a great job gaining sympathy this week when he wasn't doing it on purpose. I think he was smart to finally share his story in like a this is a reveal kind of way. He just was honest, and he got hurt. So I hope it's not going to affect his blockbuster, but at the same time, he's safe. So we don't need him winning the blockbuster. We need Adrian to win it. So yeah, otherwise, thank you all so much for being here. I will see you all tomorrow at 8 p.m. for this live eviction, and we'll see what happens from there. But another exciting week of BB27 so far. I'm absolutely loving it. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, and we will, keep an eye on these feeds. As usual, if anything crazy happens, I will go live. But so far, it's been pretty tame. So I say that now, and then we'll see. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.